Isn't it true that back in the day when we would hear the word narcissist, we often associated that with a man, just stating the obvious. And this is especially true when the only kind of narcissist that we really understood or had information about was an overt narcissist. In fact, in the DSM, when it's talking about NPD, if you look at the characteristics that it describes, the grandiosity, the entitlement, being fixated on power and success, or being very arrogant, it really describes the characteristics of an overt narcissist, which we understood to be mostly men. Thankfully, we now understand that not all narcissists are loud, aggressive, and controlling. And so as a result, now we understand that there are also covert narcissists, right? A man can be a covert narcissist, sheep in wolf's clothing. And women can be just as narcissistic in a very hidden way as well. And that's what we're going to talk about today. 5 ways that the female narcissist is different than the male narcissist. And at the end of the video, I want to give you some tips that are going to help you to be immune to a narcissist, regardless of their sex, their age, their relationship with you. So make sure you watch this video to the end. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Michele. I'm a somatic experiencing practitioner and the founder of the School of Transformation, which is where I meet live on Zoom every week and I do the inner work with survivors from all over the world of childhood trauma together. Here on my YouTube channel, we talk about what healing is about, what it looks like, the symptoms of unhealed trauma. But in the School of Transformation, we do the inner healing together. So if you're ready to take the next step, make sure you join me weekly on Zoom. Where a male overt narcissist will destroy you or attempt to destroy you with force, a female narcissist will destroy you with a whisper. Their manipulation is often like emotional carbon monoxide, where it goes undetected until it's too late. So one of the first things that are different is the fact that a lot of male narcissists will use aggression and power, obvious aggression and power, to get their way, whereas a female narcissist will use gossip, guilt, and playing the victim to get their way. Not to oversimplify it, but female narcissists are very much like the Wizard of Oz. To the citizens of Oz, the wizard seems magical, kind, benevolent. He's there to keep them safe. He uses charisma to have the masses believe that he is there to protect them. But the reality is he doesn't have magical abilities. He's just a man, and he's using smoke and mirrors to manipulate everyone into following him. And his whole world is built on this presentation or this image that he'll do anything necessary to maintain. And so what is the image that the female narcissist wants to maintain? She wants to maintain an image that she's amazing, that she's the good person, and somebody, whoever she has chosen to play the role of scapegoat, which could be a child or a significant other, is the one that's bad. Now, here's how I see this play out sometimes in families, and this is absolutely heartbreaking. Just like the Wizard of Oz hid behind a curtain and pulled all the strings, a female narcissist will often hide behind a person that she's pulling the strings on. This could be her significant other, or it could be a child that does her bidding, that looks like the narcissist, that looks like the bad guy. But this person is convinced, or they've been sucked into the broken prism of reality of the female narcissist, and they think they're doing the right thing by doing her bidding. But in reality, they're setting themselves up to look like the problem, to be the bad guy, and the female narcissist stays hidden for so long. And I have seen grown-up children finally realize who is pulling the strings, who is the narcissist that has been causing all the problems, and it's often the person that they had least expected. And then sadly, upon realizing this, they look back and they realize that they have had a bad relationship with the parent or the family member the female narcissist is controlling. They never got to know that other parent, or they never got to have a good relationship with their sibling because they didn't realize who was pulling the strings. And so basically, a male narcissist will be like a king that commands and demands your loyalty, whereas a female narcissist is like a puppeteer that is pulling your strings without you even realizing it. Number 2 is male narcissists will weaponize charm, where female narcissists will weaponize vulnerability. Not to say they don't use charm as well. And so they both love bomb, just differently. The male narcissist love bombs you with all this charm so that you get the impression, the story they're selling you is, I'm everything you need. With the female narcissist, she love bombs with vulnerability through sob stories as being this victim. And her story is, you're everything I need. In both scenarios, both the female and the male narcissist are on the drama triangle, which, by the way, it is the only means of communicating of a narcissist. They will only operate on the drama triangle. And as a side note, next Tuesday, the 18th of March, in the School of Transformation, we are deep diving into how to make sure you are not on that drama triangle. And if you are, how to get off and how to stay off. I'll leave the link here for you to check out our live weekly Zoom meetings. But back to the drama triangle. So the male narcissist is stepping into the rescuer role. They're going to rescue you, and they love bomb from that role. The female narcissist is not in the rescuer role. They put themselves in the victim role and you in the rescuer role, making you feel like you can rescue them. And for men, it's so easy to get sucked into this because men naturally want to take care of a woman. They naturally want to be the knight in shining armor. And so they can fall for this damsel in distress act of a female narcissist. You can imagine it like a male narcissist can be like that charming salesman that treats you in such a way, has so much charm that they're able to get you to buy an expensive luxury car that your gut is telling you do not buy, but you buy it and then you realize it breaks down the next week. A female narcissist, think of somebody that's drowning, and so you jump in to help them, but they cling so tightly to you that you wind up drowning in the process. A male overt narcissist attacks head on. They use aggression. They use control. They use intimidation. A male narcissist can just look at their target in such a way that that person shuts down. A female, normally covert narcissist uses relational aggression by damaging your relationships with other people. So they turn people against you. They smear your name. And they do so without ever raising their voice. If anything, they'll set you up to look bad in front of other people. Again, male covert narcissists do this. But again, we're focusing on how the female narcissist can be very different from an overt male narcissist. So they will cause you to be very angry and upset around people and then convince people that you're the problem because look at you. And they're just this victim of you. They can turn your best friends against you. They can turn your family members against you. And it's all done with a whisper. And we have to understand that narcissists do not smear how we think they smear. They don't smear your name by overtly talking bad about you. They'll say things like how much they love you and how much they care and how much, even though you're acting so crazy and difficult, how much they're still going to stand by your side. The way that they smear your name causes people to believe them, causes people to align with them, that the male target in this scenario winds up more and more isolated. It's difficult enough for a man to admit being abused and manipulated by a female, that now having other people side with them only causes the male target to start questioning themselves, questioning their own sanity, their own reality, which is exactly what a female narcissist, any narcissist for that matter, wants you to do. Don't question them, question and doubt yourself. And so a male overt narcissist, we could liken to a boxer in the ring. You see their jabs, you see their aggression. A female covert narcissist is like the deadly spider that nobody sees underneath the seat that bites you. Male overt narcissists display a lot of grandiosity. They want power, they want admiration, they want status. Whereas a female narcissist disguises her control because she wants the same amount of control as a male overt narcissist, but she disguises it under the mask of self-sacrifice. I see this with a lot of female narcissistic mothers where they make their children feel so guilty as if You are indebted and owe them everything. Maybe it's because they'll use you're alive because of me, I gave birth to you, but it's with the connotation of, as a result, you are eternally indebted to me. Or they do something for you, but always with strings attached. So the male overt narcissist demands admiration, while the female covert narcissist demands indebtedness. A male overt narcissist feels entitled. They're entitled to love, even if they do nothing to earn it. They're entitled to success, even if they do nothing to deserve it. They just feel a sense of entitlement just because they're alive. A female narcissist is different. A female narcissist is brewing, is marinating in resentment. They're stuck in a story that they deeply believe that they have been wronged in life, and now they live every waking minute seeking retribution. And so what provides them with a sense of retribution is controlling you or someone. They live to slowly erode your confidence, one subtle dig at a time. We can illustrate this as the overt male narcissist acting like a king that demands tribute, whereas a female covert narcissist is like a bitter, unhappy queen that's poisoning the well. The king is taking openly. The queen hides what she's doing, but she makes sure you suffer without ever knowing why. So those were 5 differences that I came across, but I would love to know your thoughts in the comments section below. Obviously, it's not an all-inclusive list, so if I missed anything or something came up for you while I was sharing this, make sure you share with us down below. Now, it's important to understand these differences because not everything is black and white, and not every narcissist acts the same. And so having this knowledge and understanding is going to help us to not get sucked into a toxic relationship with a narcissist, male or female. Right? But the truth is, the best defense against narcissistic relationship is not necessarily memorizing or even learning each and every one of the tricks that they use. It's actually learning how to become immune to their game. And this is where narcissistic abuse meets complex PTSD, which is a nervous system disorder. The reality is when we start to realize that narcissists only thrive, they can only be their best manipulative self, because we always talk about how narcissists are expert manipulators. Well, they are only expert manipulators when they're able to control your emotions, your responses, and even your self-worth. While they're able to use their puppet strings to control those things in you, they appear to be expert manipulators. But once they cannot control that, their manipulation, it's like pulling the curtain back on The Wizard of Oz, where everything that they're trying to do just falls flat to the floor. So here are 5 things that I had to learn that hopefully can help you as well. And by the way, this is everything that I teach in the School of Transformation. I mention it here as knowledge, but in the School of Transformation, we learn how to embody it, because I don't know about you, but I would learn things that could help me to heal. And I had all the knowledge up here, but applying it was the challenge. And so that's what we focus on in the School of Transformation, is applying the knowledge that can help us to heal. So tip number 1 is beginning to regulate your nervous system. Narcissistic abuse is about narcissists using your nervous system to regulate themselves. Well, healing is about stepping back into your body and taking control of your nervous system. Narcissists thrive on dysregulation in their targets. And so learning to soothe your fight and flight, learning to come back into your window of tolerance is very important. And I will say this, it takes time. This is not an overnight thing where you're going to learn a video, you're going to put it into practice and have control over your nervous system in 24 hours. This is a whole rewiring process from the inside out. So we have to be compassionate and patient as we learn to apply this. Tip number 2 is developing embodied boundaries. In other words, we might know that we can put down boundaries, but helping our body to feel safe to put down boundaries, to feel comfortable in the discomfort of others when others don't like your boundaries, and to feel your agency to be able to enforce your boundaries. Knowledge that we're allowed to put down boundaries isn't enough. We have to really learn how to embody that truth. Tip number 4 is learning how to reconnect with your inner authority and to overcome a thwarted fight response that stole your ability to have healthy self-protection. In childhood, we couldn't stand up for ourselves. We couldn't exercise a healthy fight response. We couldn't say no if we had abusive parents. And so our fight response is stifled. A healthy fight response is stifled. Well, we have to work with our nervous system to redevelop that healthy ability to self-protect. Number 5 is redeveloping a healthy flight response where we're able to disengage. And this isn't just the observe, don't absorb with the mind only. In other words, I think some people force themselves to not react, but that's not really observe, don't absorb. That's observing and absorbing, but trying to hide that you're absorbing it. And guess what? You cannot fool your body. Your body knows when you're absorbing it, and it's an energy thing. The narcissist knows when you're faking it too. So to be able to really disengage in a healthy way is not just an external action. It's about teaching your body how to change the meaning of their behavior. And our meanings are directly connected with our subconscious beliefs. So it's really about updating your whole belief system. Now, those 5 tips may sound easier said than done, or they might feel very daunting to you. It might feel impossible. But I will say this, there are survivors from all over the world of narcissistic abuse that are learning these tips, not just in their mind, they're learning how to embody them. One of my favorite things about the School of Transformation is getting to be an eyewitness to that truth. So remember, if you need support as you're doing this work, there is support available. If you're unable to join us, however, I hope you take this away from this video. You don't have to be overly focused on diagnosing every person you meet or making sure that you know or don't know if they are a narcissist or not. You just have to become someone they can't control. You have to be someone in the driver's seat of your own nervous system. Because when you learn to trust your body, when you learn to regulate your emotions and you stand firmly in your own truth, narcissists, male or female, lose their grip. And that is real freedom. So if this video resonated with you, hit like and subscribe to my channel and let me know in the comments section what's been your biggest challenge in dealing with narcissists. That way I can make a video just for you. And if you're ready to break free for good, make sure you check out my resources below on somatic healing, because you deserve peace, you deserve safety, and you deserve to get you back.